everybody, it's Uncle Scott. Welcome back to the QwerkyReax channel. And first things first, I chapter all my videos. So if you don't want to hear my spiel at the beginning and you just want to get to the music and the reaction, that's what that little slider is for. It'll take you right to when the reaction starts. Hope you all had a really good week. This was an interesting one for me because I kind of went all over the place with the music, which I always love doing. I like getting to hear a lot of different artists in one week. I also love sometimes when I have like Tim on and we just do a whole, like we did Diva Week. That was a lot of fun. Or when we do a whole Ren Week for him. I do have another person joining soon. I know I keep saying that, guys, but we were all ready to record this week, and then I had internet issues, and so it was going to be all glitchy. So we just allowed me to fix my internet, which it's fixed now, and he and I are going to try to coordinate maybe this weekend, if not early next week, so that we can get a new person on for to hear High Ren for the first time. And I got to tell you what, he and I, just in the spotty internet, it was the first time we got to chat in a while. He's a friend of mine from the choir, but he had to drop out of the choir for a little bit for some family issues, but which are all going great now, but he just needed to take some time. So I haven't seen him in a little bit, and just us kind of bullshitting about, you know, this and that, and about music and some film production stuff and everything else. I think we're going to have a lot of fun getting his reaction to High Ren. All he saw, because I was showing him how the setup goes, how it goes from the two of us together to the video popping up. All he saw was that first frame, of the pop-up, like of High Ren. So without even Ren in it, just the room with the lights and the, you know what I'm talking about. And he was like, oh my God, I'm already intrigued. Like, what is this? So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely tune in for that. Hopefully sometime early next week. And yeah, other than that, also still working hard on the film cast, which if you're into movies and stuff and you just want to hear some inside, you know, reviews or whatever, this week, tomorrow, Seth and I talk about A Complete Unknown, the Oscar nominated Bob Dylan story biopic starring Timothée Chalamet. We also talk about the movie Carry On, which is on Netflix. We call it our bad movie watch, like a movie that we thought was going to be a bad movie and did it live up to being a bad movie. We also do our top 5. Each of us give our top 5 lists of favorite music biopics. So there was some interesting dialogue over that. And then we end every episode on a trivia question. So check it out if you want. It comes out every Saturday at 4 p.m. Outside of that, though, I say we just get to the music. Today, I decided to do, I haven't heard anything by Gabriel Henrique in a bit. So I thought I would bring him back. And one of the ones that was on my list that someone else suggested was Loved by Grace. And it wasn't until I pulled it up right now to do for this video that I see it's a Lara Fabian cover. So that's awesome because we did so much Lara last week with the Dimash and Lara week. So I'm totally stoked to hear how he does that, because you guys know I'm a huge fan of Lara, and so far the stuff that this guy has done, we've only watched 2 others of his songs, I believe. He's really talented too. So I'm really interested to see how he does this cover. But I won't, you know, chat it up anymore. Let's jump to it for you. This is Gabriel Henrique doing a cover of a Lara Fabian song called Loved by Grace. Let me make sure I'm going here.
I remember the rain on the roof that morning, and all the things that I wanted to say. The angry words came from nowhere without warning. They stole the moment and they sent me away. And you stand there at the doorway, crying, and me wondered if I ever be back. I said I didn't come here to leave you, I didn't come here to lose, I didn't come here believing I would ever be
the first thing I'm realizing about this is kind of weird. Like, he's singing beautifully, obviously, and I don't want to stop it too much, but it just dawned on me that I love the fact that if someone had sent me this video before I was doing the channel and was just like, hey, you got to check out this guy, I never would have known who Lara Fabian was if it wasn't for you guys saying, oh, you like the mosh, you got to hear her. So I just wanted to take a moment, because that dawned on me while I was listening to him. I want to take that moment to say thank you to all of you for sending me such cool people to listen to. It's how I found Diana Ankudinova. It's how I found Damash, and how I found Gabriel. So this is really cool. I just appreciate you guys so much for really blessing me with learning about all this different kind of music that's out there that I don't think I would have come across if it wasn't for you. And now I get the opportunity to spread that music to other people who are fans of the channel. So I love it when we're spreading that music joy. You know, this is cool.
I didn't come here to find out there's a weakness in my faith. I was brought here by the power of love by grace. And I remember the world just went on forever. Just couldn't seem to turn that crowd around, telling their distance like a long lost treasure. I found a booth that just cannot be found.
Listen, Gabriel has an incredible voice, and I love the sound of this. And he does have that same tonal quality that Lara has, which is really cool. The audio sync is driving me a little crazy on this. Anybody else notice that? Like, the sync is off, which makes it look like he's lip dubbing, which I'm sure he's not. But it must be this setup. It must be the delay of the hardwired mic going into the system, or maybe how they edited it eventually. So for those of you who are ever wondering, or there's another thing that could be happening. It could be a lag with my internet and system, but I don't think it is, because remember what I said before, I was having the internet problem, and that's why I couldn't do the taping with Rob. So I just recently had the internet fixed. So it shouldn't be lagging there, and I've been doing a bunch of things today and haven't had lag on anything else. So I don't think it's that. But so you guys know, if you're curious, the reason that can happen sometimes is you're recording audio and video separately. And so it can happen inside of a system where it just adjusts on its own if they're recording at the same time. But that usually doesn't happen. That would be a software glitch when you're editing. That usually doesn't happen. What usually happens in productions like this, especially this exact situation right here, I will bet they were shooting with a different camera that they were recording the audio with, because that's a lined mic. So that mic is probably going. It also has an effect on it. His sound has a hint of an echo, a reverb. So I'm guessing that they recorded this to an audio unit, and then they shot the video at the same time, which means when you put them together, they're two different layers in your edit system, right? So the top layer is video and audio, and then the bottom layer is just audio that you recorded through the mic. And what you do is you drop down the audio to 0 on the video, so you're not hearing anything coming through the shotgun mic. It's called a shotgun. It's on top of the camera. You're not hearing anything through that mic because it'll contradict and won't be as high quality as the mic he has in his hand. So the mic he has in his hand is that bottom thing right underneath the video, and then if you don't sync it exactly, you get this lip issue. Now what's helping it is he's holding the mic up above his lips, so it's hard to like see it happening, but every once in a while catch when he moves the mic away from it or something, the consonants are off. And I think that's probably because the mic is in front of his face so much, why the editor probably missed it. But again, it could be my system. It could be a bunch of different things. I am in no way, let me repeat before you put it in the comments, I am not saying he's lip dubbing this. I'm sure he actually sang this. I'm just saying it's throwing me because I can't help but notice that it's not synced up. That's all. And I'll stop. Okay.
And you stand there in the doorway, waiting. And the moment when you let me down, I said I didn't come here to leave you. I didn't come here to lose.
See, it's a little off.
I didn't come here believing I would ever be away from you. I didn't come here to find out that so we can see my face. I was brought here by the power of love. There were just moments in time, and why you never forget, why we can leave behind. 'Cause when there was no
Did you hear that? That little 3-step up in the middle of that verse? That was tight. That is not easy to do in the middle of a lower register verse like that was. I don't mean lower register like a tenor or a bass verse register. I'm saying he was here and he did that little trill up here and then brought it right back down to here effortlessly. That was dope. We're listening to that again. That was great.
and why you never forget, why we can leave behind. 'Cause
Bro!
when there was no to remember, I saw. I really can't hear believing I would ever be away from you. I really can't hear to find out. There's so it can see my face. I was brought here by the
Just showing off.
love. I was brought here by the love by grace.
Bro. Yo.
Love by grace.
Bro. Yo, snaps all around on that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, he knows. Look at him, just that same position he started with. That was crazy. Yo, he killed it at the end there. You know what I'm talking about. He's showing off. That was pretty dope. The lip sync definitely like threw me a little bit. It's no big deal, but you know, I'm a film guy, so that stuff kind of messes with my head a little bit. But yo, this guy, he knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing. That was really cool. You guys got to tell me if you've heard the Lara version. Does she do that trill there too? Was he kind of doing what she did and putting his own thing on it, or was that him just like completely all him putting his own thing on it? And should I listen to her version too? Should I react to that on the channel, or is this kind of like he's kind of taking it over as his own now? You guys will know way more than me, so let me know in the comments what you think. But I thought that was really well done. He really kind of like owned it. You know what I mean? Like he owned this cover for sure. Not heard the Lara's version, that was still a pretty solid version. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You know I appreciate you if you made it this far. Hope you had a fantastic week. Be sure to check out the Filmcast over the weekend and enjoy your weekend. It's Super Bowl Sunday, right? Enjoy the Super Bowl. If you're watching, go for the team that you want to win. I know that my nephew and his dad, my brother, are rooting for the Eagles. So for them, go Eagles. But outside of that, guys, make sure you enjoy the weekend and gear up for next week, all right? Don't wait for life to be easy to be happy. Yeah, I guess I have to say go Eagles, right? Like, that's kind of like, just for my nephew, go Birds.